Hey there, everyone. Welcome to Speak Now Pro Wrestling. It is Tuesday, and we just caught the NXT Go Home show for Stand and Deliver, their biggest show of the year. A fine show today. Got the return of Thea Hale. I was very thrilled to see that. We got some pretty damn cool video packages for the women. A fun closing segment for the NXT Championship match with Oba, Javon, and Trick. A dark state brawl. Quite a bit that unfolded here tonight. But first and foremost, Chinedu, how are you?
I'm doing great. A little bit under the weather, but that's all good though. I'm feeling a lot better because I am here with the homie Denise and the amazing DWO reviewing the best show in wrestling, NXT. Sorry, I heard my voice crack right there when I was 14. NXT. We're
NXT.
here. NXT.
I'm here to watch NXT.
I'm so excited. Voice cracking.
Chinedu.
I can't laugh here.
So sad. All right, well, let's get to it. We're going to kind of run things a little bit differently today on the show. This is basically going to be a prediction show mixed in with what we saw play out on NXT today, just to make it a more smoother experience since we're going into the actual show up the show. So I want to kick things off. Let's start here. Let's start with the fatal four-way tag team elimination match to determine the number one contenders for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. So there's kind of a lot to get into with this because we're going to be seeing Metaphor, which is the team of Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend, versus Fatal Influence, which is the team of Fallon Henley and JC Jane, versus Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley, versus the team of, wait for it, Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. So the big thing that people are talking about, I think, in regards to this chin is nobody was expecting this to be Roxanne Perez's big WrestleMania match heading into like Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania weekends. I think given the fact that she was in the final two spot of Royal Rumble with Charlotte Flair and Roxanne, and given that she was in the Elimination Chamber, we had a little feud going with her and Bayley. I think we kind of expected bigger, better things for Roxanne, but on the bright side, I'm expecting Roxanne and Cora to take this all the way and for them to go off and face Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, because I'm assuming they're retaining at WrestleMania. So on the bright side, that could be an incoming matchup. What do you think?
um, I really expected her to win the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania somehow, some way. I was hoping that would happen. Like Bailey would win the title and they would feud over because they had that great feud going and it looked like it was heading toward Mania, a Mania blow off, but it didn't happen. I remember saying a few months ago when we thought Roxanne Perez's time was nearing the end that I was like, I hope they'll wrap up everything with Cora Jade because I felt like that was something that needed to be told because they had such a history together. But now that I've seen her on main roster and competing all that, I don't care no more. I don't really want that anymore. I really am cool with her moving on. I thought this is kind of a step back a little bit. Not knocking Cora Jade, not like that at all. But I feel with the storylines and the things that we've seen Roxanne do this year, she's much better suited to be on the main roster already. I feel like there's nothing for her to do now. Like the tag match, she's not a tag
She
team
doesn't
wrestler.
need it. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
she doesn't need it.
exactly. No. She's a star on her own 2 feet. Like that's who she is. Roxanne Perez had one of the hottest years last year. And we've said this before, but it feels like her time in NXT has expired. There's been two different times, Chinedu, where both you and I thought that that was the last time we were going to see Roxanne in NXT, and we were both wrong. I thought the last time was going to be with her match with Jordan. Didn't happen. You thought the last time was going to be with her match against Kalani, where she lost against Kalani. Didn't happen. So we have missed the mark on both of those. And now it's to the point where it's like, sure, there's a general excitement about her teaming up with Cora. But like you said, I do think at this point, people were expecting her to be in a much bigger spot, especially considering how the year is going. Now, of course, it's Roxanne Perez. She's so young. She's so talented. I did love seeing her on SmackDown against Tiffany Stratton. So it's not like the end of the world, but it is a big weekend though, and you like to see people you like do cool things.
Absolutely, wholeheartedly agree. I'm happy that they'll all be on the card though, but once again, I much better suited to be the women's Intercontinental Champion, in my opinion, and then have Lyra Valkyria feud for it because that's what she needs. She needs a good story. There's not enough story behind Lyra to get the crowd over with it the way that they should be. And I felt this would have been like the best way to do it.
We got a super chat here from Sheldon Jackson who says two things. Nice that Thea is back and using Eddie Edwards' old TNA theme. Sent you the video on IG, Denise. And 2, Ashanti, why are you wearing a muumuu on TV? I finally saw the muumuu, by the way. I didn't know what Sheldon Jackson was referring to in the beginning, but once I saw Ashanti and like paid attention, I'm like, all right, I get it. I get what's going on here. I don't know. I guess he's trying to find a way to stand out because Ashanti's kind of just there. I don't know what it is. He's just there.
I agree. I feel like he's trying to find a way to make them like fit together somehow. Dressing different, I feel, is a start. Because at first it just looked weird. It didn't look like they matched together at all, though. But at least I feel they're putting some kind of effort into it. But just yeah. But
The
shout out to Sheldon,
moo
man.
ain't gonna do it though.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not gonna do it. I feel like I've said this before, but I think if anything, this whole like love storyline between Ashanti and Carmen, I don't know. It's weird because one minute she's like in love, the next she's not, and then it just doesn't fit her gimmick when she comes out with the little sword. I say she should drop that. I don't even like the sword thing. I just want to see Carmen Petrovic on her own. I think once she's on her own and she doesn't have that gimmicky stuff and she doesn't have the love stuff, I feel like she's gonna shine brighter.
Absolutely. And I love the reaction Thea Hell got, man. That was so awesome.
Oh my God, I was freaking thrilled. Thank you, Sheldon. We got Infamous Raider Loco who says, thank you for the pizza party for WrestleMania. My fearless leader tonight made me pumped to wake up early Saturday. Still Team Stephanie. She has to win. Oh my gosh. Well, congratulations. I brought back my pizza party, by the way, and I'm doing a giveaway on Facebook. Well, Facebook one already closed already. And then one over on on Twitter. That one is still ongoing. You can still enter. I'll probably go and reach out to the winners here tonight. But Infamous Raider Loco is a winner over on the Facebook side. So congratulations on that. Very, very happy. And let's see what else we hear. We got to say, was there anything else I tapped? Okay, we'll come back. We got Jay Stone here who says, Chin, Denise, serious question. Wouldn't Call the Police go against Tony D's character? Dude, that was a little unexpected, right? So we had this whole Dark State family brawl that was actually pretty fun because they ended up going into like the warehouse area and whatnot, Chin. So that was pretty enjoyable to see. Hey, it was something a little different. Went through a plywood wall. Cool. I liked it. It was a little bit of a different setting. I always call for things like that. And I like when they do things like that. So I was on board with this. But afterwards, though, Tony D came in his car and he's pissed at Channing Stacks, went and had this fight with them when Tony D didn't want to do it that way. And then when he saw that the cops were coming, Tony D basically said, don't worry, I called them. They're on our side kind of deal. That was a little unexpected.
I was very shocked to see that. First of all, the brawl itself, I enjoyed. Now, when it first started, I didn't like the angles I saw though because it had one side of them running toward each other, the other side running. I'm like, okay, guys, you didn't have to shoot this part. You didn't have to film this part, but it quickly escalated. It was so entertaining. It was good car crash brawl, and I enjoyed it. I love the crashes. I love the takes. I love like all the near death experiences. He threw that little locker thing. I almost felt it was gonna fall on that guy. I was like, that was really good. That was
I
a
was
good
kind
touch.
of I'm evil, Chin, because I was bummed that he moved. I was like, dang it, I wanted to see that shit land on him.
That'd
So
been good
bad,
too.
so bad.
But it was really good, entertaining, and it made me the ending was so shocking though, because usually Tony D, things like that never really had my interest. They've had my interest lately. I really like where the story is going. Somebody's turning, and I really can't tell who, but
It's
I feel
Channing. It's got to be Channing,
you think
right?
Channing? I'm feeling that way a little bit though, but say, but Tony D calling the cops, that was really weird too.
I think maybe he kind of felt like a dad. Like he didn't feel like a mob leader. He felt like a dad in this segment. Like this is not the way we
Yeah,
do things, son. That kind
yeah.
of vibe.
You're in big trouble when we get home, like stuff like that. Hey, wait a minute, y'all thought y'all
Yeah.
were a mob, like mob bosses,
Right?
and like, what is this? He called the cops, and everyone. And again, but this story has me interested. I really feel somebody's turning. I want to say I felt it was Stacks at first, especially when it came to everything with Dark State early on. But now with Tony D, I don't know. Is Tony D upset about losing North American title? Is he upset that he feel like his team didn't really have its back against the culling? What's going? I'm actually intrigued. Look what you did. Look what you did, Sean. Look
They
at you.
needed this though. They really did. The fact that we're sitting here actually intrigued by something with the family, it's been a
Yes.
while since we've been like really invested in them. And I thought Dark State looked really cool in this too, because again, for the most part with the music and then coming in and doing the run, they've kind of looked a little goofy.
Yeah.
Everybody was calling them like Retribution, Timu Shield, things like that. You don't want any of that. I thought this was the best case scenario for them. I love them going out there with the crowbars and fighting. I think once they brought the crowbars in and there were some nasty shots thrown in there, that's when I started to get on board there. So, no, this was definitely a hit. And since we're on the topic right now, they did make a 6-man tag team match. We're going to be seeing Tony D and Channing Stacks Lorenzo, Luca Crucifino versus Dion Lennox. And actually, I don't know which 3 they're going to go with Dark State, because they got Dion Lennox, Cutler James, Saquon Sugars, and Osiris Griffin. Wait, do you know what it is? Is it Sugars or Sugars?
I think it's sugar. Is it sugar?
It's spelled Sugars.
That's right. Sugar.
Yeah, it's Sugars with an H.
I think it's Sugars. I think Sugars. If I'm wrong, I apologize.
Sugars.
But that nonetheless, that was hilarious, y'all. Cigars. Oh, I can't laugh, man.
Cigars.
Oh,
no,
man.
it had to be Saquon Sugars, right?
I think so. I think it's Saquon Sugars. And I'm so sorry if I sound nasally, y'all. I'm trying to fight this off, man. I can't laugh, Denise. I can't.
All right, but we're on board though here that Dark State needs to win with an eventual turn and then possibly being Channing Stacks. Yes. All right, we're on board. We got this. All right, Jay Stone, thank you so much for the super chat. You make a good point. We got Bob Ross Jr. here who says, my investigation into the leader of Dark State has led to another suspect, Johnny Cena. Julia and Santi are still under consideration. That's right. Bob Ross Jr. was trying to find some other adequate people to fill in for Dark State leaders for sure. Bob, thank you so much for the super chat. And we got a very, very, very generous super chat from Heidi Ho. Heidi Ho, thank you so freaking much for this. Very, very nice of you. Says, I'm just fired up that my University of Alabama got a shout out on NXT. Obafemi is built by Bama. Roll damn Tide. That is true. We got a pretty damn cool mention about that at the end of the show here today. Wow, I needed to sneeze. What did you do to me, Chin?
I'm telling you. It's jump. I told you, when it comes to kids, it don't matter. We're not even in the same state. This stuff will get you, y'all. Kids, it don't matter. Through the mic, through the camera.
I've been live for like over 2 hours, and the second you came in, I'm like, oh, what's happening to me?
This is Jones right here going through the camera. No, we gonna get.
All right, don't worry. I got hand sanitizer right here. Look at that, right here. Look, getting it in. Good. All right, but anyways, as Heidi Ho was saying, I do want to get into this, especially since Heidi Ho sent in such a generous super chat. So we'll get right to it. NXT Championship match. We got Obafemi, Trick Williams, and Javon Evans. They had the closing segment of the night today too. And here's the thing, and I don't know how you felt about this, but me, I kept thinking, dang, Javon Evans came out here with the promo of a lifetime. He seemed cocky, almost arrogant, kind of like young and dumb. Yeah, that's kind of how he came across. Like he was young and dumb, but at the same, like him getting into Obafemi's face, touching him a little bit, trying to get under his skin, that sort of thing. Usually we see Javon as this like sweet little, I'm happy to be here and I want to make all my dreams come true kind of kid. But this time he showed some attitude and some disrespect to his elders. And Obafemi basically fired back by saying, hey man, you're just a child. And he's clearly not. So we did, and I'm talking about Obafemi not being a child because Javon Evans still is a child. So Obafemi and Obafemi and Trick kind of get rid of Javon Evans, but Javon Evans comes back from the other side, takes them out, and we close out the show with Javon Evans holding up that NXT championship. So in case you were rooting for Javon, I don't think he's taking it after this.
Oh, hell no. Absolutely not. But this was a great segment, though. I used to always say in my mind, because I'm a big, like Roxanne Perez is the homie in real life, man. So I'm, always happy for her, rooting for her. I always felt like Roxanne at 20 and Javon at 20, like they're both the same age, but but yet on different spectrums in a way that like Roxanne seems so much more advanced at 20 than Javon does. No, not taking away from Javon though, but tonight he definitely stepped. This is the best promo he ever cut. There were some parts I felt like he was going on a little bit too long with Oba a little bit. I felt at one point, I'm like, bro, what you getting at with this though? But then when he brought it, oh, I was like, okay, I got you. Yeah, because it makes sense because sometimes he talks like he's 20. He does. And I realize I'm every bit not of 20. Sometimes I'm like, man, I feel like I'm talking to listen to my nephew talk. Like, if you don't please get to the point, what do you what it? Why did you come out here? But I really enjoyed it. It was really good. I love that he ignored the crowd noises. Like, I'm glad he ignored the YN stuff. Thank you, Javon. Don't feed it to him, man. Don't do it. He did take the bait. I was happy he didn't do that. Overall, it was a great segment. I really hate that Trick looked like the weaker one in this promo bout.
Yes, it wasn't really about him. He was kind of
Yeah,
the last
sure will.
spot, which was not really what I was expecting considering that, the match that I wanted to see here was between Trick and Oba. Like that was the story I was interested in, but Javon Evans successfully made me look the other direction.
Yeah, I'm truly hoping with this one, as much as I love Trick, and I do, I'm hoping Oba retains.
I
I
think he
am.
has to. I'm not ready to see. Here's the thing, like we just saw it when I mean not just, but we have seen Trick Williams as champion. I still think we can get a lot more out of Oba. Trick Williams, I want to see him on the main roster. He's another person that's been, sort of the expiration date has come and gone. And if he went back to the NXT championship, we're gonna be sitting here like, wow, we're going for another ride when we were already on to the next one. So I think that this has to be Oba Femi retaining for sure.
It has to be, and I mean, I would not be opposed to. Again, I want Trick Williams to be face because he has such face moveset and face music, though. But him going to SmackDown, perhaps a heel tag team with Carmelo, they get together and dump Miz. Miz is there to help get Carmelo over. That's what his role is, and he's great at that too. So I'm not taking one from Miz though, but I think that wouldn't be bad either though.
Also, I do prefer, by the way, now that we're on it, I do prefer Javon more as like a cocky kid instead of the happy to be here kid.
Me too. Me
So
too.
much better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to Heidi Ho for this very generous super chat. And shout out to Alabama. Thank you, Heidi Ho.
I
All
mean,
right. We also got John Taylor with a very generous super chat. John, thank you so very kindly. He says, heard something loud outside my window and I went to instigate. It was Sean Ross Sapp yelling Viva la Raza. Topic about Mexicans. Am I right? Shout out to Denise and Chin, the NXT post show goats. So yeah, if you're confused about what John Taylor's talking about, go check out the predictions, WrestleMania 41 predictions video that I did with Sean. It's up here on the channel. You guys can check it out right after this, and you can get the full rundown on what the hell John Taylor's talking about. But it was very fun to be reunited with Sean, and we had a good time going over WrestleMania 41 builds and predictions and all of that. A very, very fun one. Thank you so much, John, for the super chat and for checking that out. Thank you.
I will agree
All
without a
right.
ghost, though. I will agree, Denise. You're very humble, Denise. I will. By the way, I will agree with that goat comment. By the way, I'm with you. All right, goats in
Can
this
you
thing, boy. Goat, we in this thing. I
how did you do that? I sound like
don't know.
a sheep.
Oh man, now I got kids. I used to do well. It used to be when I used to teach. I do with my kids too. I used to do Mr. O's barnyard animals. So I used to teach the kids those. So I can do like the horse. So it's
Oh, that's
all
cute.
everything, roosters, all that. I mean everything. It was so fun. Good times.
Chin,
That's
what are you doing? Instead of Miss Rachel, it should be Mr. Chinedu.
it. Really could be. Real more than Mr. Chinedu.
You
Wake up
see
with
what I'm
me.
saying? Come on.
Listen, that'd be great. Listen, the jovial, handsome black man that smiles. You better give me that money. PBS, Nick, whoever. I will sign. Let's do it.
I
I'm
don't
in
know.
there,
You
and I
might be
won't
getting
cuss.
all the single moms calling you, Chin. They're gonna be like, "Hey, he's good with kids and he's YouTube famous. Let's go, Mr. Chinedu."
Oh man, let me go ahead and shut the search. Let me go and shut down these DMs right now before I get in trouble.
Please Boy here sends in a super chat saying, since Charlotte is hated for her WrestleMania entrance, she needs to recreate the music video "Hate Me Now" by Nas. And you know what scene I'm talking about. Ooh, do you know what scene he's talking about?
I think I do. Is it the one? It's hate me now. What they put on the cross? You talking about that part? That was wild. That was an
And he
intense
does have
part.
a cross on here, so maybe that's what it is. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not a Nas, like, I don't even know, I don't think I know one Nas, I mean, I probably know a couple of Nas songs, but don't even realize he sings them, so.
First of all, shout out to Sleeves Boy for the Nas reference, though. I do believe that's when they put him on the cross, that crucify him, put thorns on his head, though. But I want to shout out to Sleeves Boy having the good taste in Nasir. All right, that's good taste in hip hop, my boy. Shout out to you, man. I
Thank
like
you,
that. All
sleaze
right.
boy. And I'm glad Chinedu was here to actually give a thoughtful response. I was like, I don't know, I don't know what I don't got nothing to say. Thank you, sleaze boy. We got Dwayne Hathaway, also just became a brand new member of the DWO. Thank you so much, Dwayne, for joining. And we got Larice Johnson who says, Chin, I hope you feel better. Get well soon.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much. I
Larice.
appreciate you.
All right, let's keep it moving. I want to get into the NXT Women's North American Championship match predictions because we officially have the full lineup here. We have Zarya, Kalani Jordan, Soruka, Izzy Dame, Lola Vice, and Thea Hale. So first of all, finally, Chin, we have been asking for weeks, where is Thea Hale? And she's finally back. She's no longer tied to Andre Chase or Chase University. The ball and chain is done. They've been disconnected. And we are now seeing her, do her own thing. She came into much fanfare. People were very excited to see her. She got great reactions when she came out. She got a great reaction for her matchup. She defeated Carmen Petrovic. And Thea is now in this matchup here. And there's a chance that she could take it all the way based off of the reactions that she got today. There's a good chance. My top three, Chin, is Thea Hale, Soruka, and Lola Vice for the win. What did you think of Thea Hale's victory? And if you could pick a top three, or if you're just sold on one, who is it?
First of all, I'm very happy she's back. I love how they brought her back. I like how in wrestling it can be just realistic, no hard feelings. Hey, I'm here, but I moved on now. I like that. Cool. We as crowd, we accept that. That's great. No need to complicate it. We're moved on. I like that. Beforehand, I had Kalani going to get her title back though, but now that Thea Hale is in there, man, I'm gonna be real. My top pick, Dylon style, is Thea Hale, and Thea Hale. All right, it's going down with Thea Hale. She is my pick to win. I want her to go all the way because I feel for her, it's long overdue. We were talking about her being like a champion when she faced Roxanne Perez at Great American Bash 24. We've been talking about this. So it's time for her to get her time, her shine. And I want to see her be like a Daniel Bryan like defending champion. I feel she's ready for it. I'm very excited for her to take this next step in her career.
Right, because I was thinking like every girl here for the most part, maybe except, well, not Izzy Dame, she's just started, but she's part of a faction, right? So she's got that going. Lola Vice has been in a lot of big spots, so she's kind of had quite a bit going on. Of course, we still want to get her back on track. But still, she defeated, by the way, Tatum Paxley here today. I was a little torn because I'm also a Tatum Paxley fan, but I did think Lola Vice needed it more. And then Ruka, she's back from an injury. She's been in this weird tag team with her and Zarya. They need to I don't know, at some point end that because that's just weird. But then we have Kalani Jordan, who is the former champion. I wasn't going with Kalani only because she is somebody that's already been champion. She won the inaugural one, and I feel like I want to see someone different. And once I saw that Thea Hale was in this, I thought, oh shit, maybe Thea Hale might actually take it all the way. So again, she does seem like somebody that needs you know, obviously we remember that matchup with her and Roxanne Perez because they killed it at Great American Bash. But truthfully, I think coming after that match, what I saw there, I think we all know that she can be one of the girls at the top, and she's got to work her way there. Honestly, she's got to work her way there. And I think this is the best way to kind of get that started, get the ball rolling, getting some attention on Thea because she almost feels brand new, even though she's been on NXT for a while because she's running solo now. She does feel brand new to me.
I wholeheartedly agree. And for me, in my mind, this is my own take on it, my comedic take. When I look at the women's roster, I see the girls, then I see the girls. All right, GWORLS, the girls. Okay, who are the girls? Jada Parker, Roxanne Perez, Lola Vice, the girls. Okay, the girls. The girls are Carmen Petrovic, things like that. Nikita Line right now. People, Izzy Dane, like the girl, but the girls. Okay, the girls is out here on top, and Thea Hale, I feel could be one of the girls. It's her time on to do it. and I feel this is perfect for her. I really feel other people like Kalani Jordan, she could get the title back, but I would much rather see her as a heel contender for the world title. I feel she hasn't been in that top picture at all. Even if she doesn't win it this year, I still having her hover around that area and become a threat, maybe main event against Stephanie for the title one time, have a great showing would be much better than her winning the title back, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you on that, and I like your analogy, the girls. Okay, well, we need
Yes.
to talk about the girls, we need to talk about the
Yes.
women because dang, Chin, this was the best example of not having any of your women that are in top matches perform so you don't get hurt before WrestleMania, any of
Yep.
that, but get you invested in all of them. And I'm talking about the NXT Women's Championship picture. They did different vignettes today for Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Jordan Grace, and Jada Parker. All of them told a different story. Julia kind of talked about, her journey to NXT. She called out all of the women. Cool. Stephanie Vaquer, we see her over in Chile and she's doing media. She's spending time with her family, a very emotional one because she shows her dad, the championship belts for him having not been able to see some of her earlier career successes, but to be able to see what she's doing now, it's huge, right? Jordan Grace, they showed her body transformation, her physique transformation. I thought that Jordan saying that she was very self-aware, and that's something that not a lot of people have. I loved that video. Then Jada Parker's video, super emotional, hard. Like, it was my favorite part in this video because she talked about her life. She talked about her upbringing. My favorite part of this video was when Jada said, "Life made me hard." And I thought that was such a good line. All of these videos kind of got me in a different freaking way. I think that Jordan, Jada, and Stephanie's videos are probably my favorite though. But like, Jada's made me emotional. Stephanie made me emotional. Jordan had me like, ooh, damn, like that's pretty cool to see. So it was just it was a lot and it was very well thought out. What'd you think of this?
I thought the same. I really wish Raw would have taken notes from NXT on how to do a go home show. I felt Raw that wasn't very go home-ish, in my opinion, the way it should have been. This was go home feel. I love this. The VO packages were amazing. And seeing footage of Stephanie internationally, I love seeing that because I'm one of those people. I do not watch AAA. I do not watch New Japan, things like that. And, I would like to, though, but time of the day, I just don't have the time. And so seeing it, but seeing like wrestling loved and celebrated in other countries like that, and not necessarily through the WWE lens, I love seeing it. It makes it so much more meaningful. It shows that our passion for it it's been there outside WWE, the promotions and all that. It was great. I love the humanity they showed for Jordan Grace, the humility they showed for her, and for Jada Parker. Both of those had me very emotional, very invested. Like it made me be like neither one of it had me with that it reminds me of that line from Paul Heyman has. I sound so nasally, y'all. I'm so sorry. I can hear it myself. But it reminds me of what Paul Heyman said. Was it WrestleMania 17? He said, "This is a match that everybody needs to win, and neither man can afford to lose." That's what I got from these promo vignettes, and I loved it. Are you there? I can't.
Sorry, that's my fault. I was muted. I'm sorry. I didn't even realize I was muted. Okay, so what I was gonna say is that yeah, I do agree with that was a really good line about that you mentioned for Paul Heyman. And yeah, I love everybody in this matchup. I'm still going with Stephanie Vaquer to retain. That's just where I'm at. I still haven't been I haven't gone off in a different direction, but these videos really made me a bigger fan of everybody, even though I was already invested. I don't know how much more invested I can possibly be, but this is the match I'm most excited for the women. I'm genuinely looking forward to it. This is one of the few triple threat fatal four-way matches going down this weekend that I'm genuinely not upset is not one-on-one, even though I still want to see several one-on-one matches amongst these women. I am probably the most happy about this one being a fatal four-way just because of everybody. They just did a good job telling it. I'm on board, man. I'm on board. All right. So, Stephanie's your official prediction too?
Yeah. Yeah. I love y'all
All right.
know I love Jada. Y'all know, but it's gonna be Stephanie.
Hank and Tank Ledger. Hank and Tank, They win a gauntlet. A very dang. I hate to say this, but one of the things that I was thinking about while doing my watch along chin was, damn, I didn't even real like. I don't think I could name all of the NXT male tag teams like off the top of my head, which is so bad. But and I watch every week, but still, so I kind of like seeing the gauntlet because they got me more familiar with the teams. And so they win this. They finally get it and they're going to go off and face up Fraction. I guess my question to you here is, do you expect to see a title change at all?
Yes, I do. I expect Hank and Tank to win these titles this Saturday. I really do. Just because of how nonchalant Nathan Frazier's being about it, though he's done this before. And they pull it off. I do feel the time has come to pull the trigger and elevate some new teams, mainly because of what you just said earlier. We don't know any of these teams besides Hank and Tank. I know nobody. And I watch the show. We review the show.
Okay, maybe we're just dumb.
Like we just watch. It could be that too. It could be that too, but I know that came out. I was like, who is who?
I know who's that. I don't know. No, it's not even about we don't know them. It's just that it hasn't stuck. Because all of those people
Yes.
we've seen,
Yes.
we know.
Yes.
I know them once they're in front of my face. I can recall them. I know who they are. But off the top of my head, I will forget them.
Yes, because
That's
like no
probably
quarter
explain that.
because like we know who no quarter catch crew is. We're aware of who Wesley's new henchmen are. We know who they are. I see them.
Yeah.
But I feel like now, I feel with new tag team champions and giving Hank and Tank more mic time, I feel this would be a great chance to elevate some other teams, some new rivalries, new stories, new moments on the mic. I think it'd be good, but Fraxium has to drop the titles, in my opinion.
I don't know that they have to drop the titles. I think I'm actually leaning towards them retaining, but I think
Ooh.
I'm only leaning to that because I don't know. I do think I don't know, I'm 50-50. A part of me is like, okay, they've been tag teams, partners for such a long time. They're a great tag team, but they're always at odds with each other, Fraction. They're always at
Yeah.
odds with each other. Like they don't get along backstage, but they do well in the ring. And then Hank and Tank, because of their big celebratory gauntlet win, it felt like they were trying to like skyrocket them, like really boost them up. And then the rub that they got from the Street Profits the other day, I think you might be right, actually. I think I might be switching and going with Hank and Tank winning the titles. And also, I think they might want a little surprising moment on Stand and Deliver. So I guess I'm going to go with Hank and Tank.
I'm telling you, I want you guys to say I did it. I flipped it. I did it. Denise
You
has
flipped
always
me,
been able to.
flipped me like a
The
tortilla.
first time ever, because Denise usually flips me like a tortilla. Every time I'll be like, I
Yeah.
got it. And this hit me with like facts and a good argument. I'll be like, well, hold on. No, wait, hold on. Well, actually, well, okay, you know what? You're right. But this time,
Finally, guys, it happened.
finally got one. Finally got. And while we're here, real quick, some small tidbit. I'm very upset the Street Profits are not on WrestleMania card right now. I don't like that. Santi made a video about that, and I didn't watch the whole thing, but what I saw, I agreed with. They're the only tag team that actually had an in-depth storyline compared to like New Day and War Raiders, and even with the women's tag titles, they just put that together last week, and they're on the
Yeah,
show.
it's wild out there, man. There's a couple of people not on the show that you're just like, what is
Yes,
happening?
Montez Ford has not eaten a carb since 2022. Put that man on WrestleMania card,
For the
okay?
no carbs, exactly. We got Heidi Ho here who sends in a generous super chat. Heidi Ho, thank you again. Says Mariah May rumors are flying. Does she go straight to the main roster or fill some of the void in NXT from post-Mania call-up? So for those of you who are wondering what on earth is going on, there are rumors, reports out there that Mariah May's contract is ending around the summertime of this year with AEW, and she might potentially be going to WWE. Apparently, people in WWE feel that she wants to go there. People in AEW feels that she wants to go there. And so now it's just a matter of what decision is she going to make? Is she going to stick with AEW or is she going to jump ship, right? Here's the thing. Over on the WWE side, there's two things. There's one going against her and one going for her. I think the thing going against her is that there are so many women on NXT, on the main roster, so she wouldn't necessarily be like she would have to obviously, fight for that spot. However, the thing she has going for her is that they tend to, if you come from the other company, if you come from AEW, they tend to put an extra spotlight on you because she's going to go in with all of this buzz, all of this attention. Her name's going to be on the news cycle. So, in that whole thing that I just said about there being a bunch of women and having to fight for your spot, she might actually bypass that just by the simple fact that she would come in with more buzz.
I think so too. First of all, I didn't know her contract was up. I do watch AW as well, though. But I don't really talk about it here like that, though. So I didn't even know her contract was up. That would be really great because honestly, besides the Tony Storm feud, she could. Who else is there to do over there? There's Athena there. You do have Serena Deeb. That
There's
could be a
still
good match.
a
Rosa.
lot that Mariah May could have done. Like, there are so many
Yeah.
feuds that she could be
Yeah.
in. Because they have Jamie Hayter, they got Julia Hart, they got Mercedes Moné, Chris Statlander, Megan Bain. I'm just naming a couple of people. There's far more. But yeah, no, her biggest feud was with Tony Storm. So if she does leave AEW, she would kind of be leaving after having done some of her best work because the storyline with Tony Storm and Mariah May is considered one of the very best in AEW. And that match got 5 stars, which is the only women's match in AEW to ever get 5 stars. And people wanted that match to be the main event of AEW Revolution. So,
It should have
she would be
been.
going out on top. She would be going out on top if she did. Thank you so much to Heidi Ho. We got Bob Ross Jr. here who says, my investigation on the leader of the Dark State will be complete next Tuesday. The potential suspects, John Cena, The Rock, Santi, Julia, and Conman. I love how Bob Ross is just piling up all these suspects. It's great. Thank you, Bob. All right, with that being said, we got one more match to go ahead and try and predict here. That is Ricky Saints and Ethan Page for the NXT North American Championship. Ethan Page won in a Fatal 4-Way #1 contenders match today. I don't think anyone is surprised. That's what we thought was going to go down. That is what goes down. I don't think anyone is expecting a title change here, unless you are. I don't think so, Chin.
Not at all. He just got that belt. I'm expecting it to be a good match. I am expecting Ricky Saints to win. Ethan Page to be frustrated though. I know it won't be over. This is not gonna be a one and done. I feel that way though. But this is gonna be the first chapter of a very, very, very deep feud. What I feel. But Ricky Saints retains.
Exactly that. Alrighty, guys. So we went through all of our matches, all of the matches that are taking place at Stand and Deliver. This weekend, of course, I'm going to be at WrestleMania. Please make sure you guys follow on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of the social medias, because I will be posting consistently on the ground about all of the events and everything unfolding at WrestleMania. There will not be an NXT Stand and Deliver post show. I am going to watch the show, but I'm going to watch it afterwards. So maybe I'll do a review afterwards. However, just stay tuned because WrestleMania week is kind of crazy. So I'm going to try to do as much as I possibly can. Before we go, please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. And then also, if you haven't already, check out that WrestleMania 41 predictions video that I did with Sean Ross Sapp. That is up here on the channel. Chin, what do you got for us?
As usual, my current tour, Am I Your Age Man, going on right now. Tickets are on sale right now. Chinedu.com. These are all the cities. Lake Jackson's been added. So the Woodlands, go to my website right now. Houston show is selling amazing. And do not forget, one lucky winner at my Houston show and my Cypress show will win free Whataburger for a year, along with one lucky winner that will also win free Bluebell ice cream for a year. He's a sponsor of the show. It'll be a great experience, great time. We all love us some Whataburger and Bluebell out here in Texas with our big backs. We love it. Great time, good vibes. It's going to be excellent. Get tickets right now at Chinedu.com. But in the meantime, for this channel right here, once you guys go and watch, obviously see the voice cracked again. You heard it. It cracked again. Go and watch the channel right now. Watch that amazing video with Sean Ross Sapp. I know y'all love the Monday night vibes of Denise, Salcedo, and SRS, okay? Yeah, I know y'all love y'all some California, Kentucky connection. I feel like talking Kentucky a little bit. I don't know why I feel like talking. But go and watch that video right now. It's amazing. Sean Ross Sapp and Denise, classic chemistry, classic hilarity. Go and watch it right now. I cracked up watching Kill Mary, Smash Mary Kill. The video, that was, y'all are some wild people out here, okay? Y'all sent her. I won't spoil it though, but one round, I was like, good God, all of it is terrible. Why would y'all do this girl like this? But watch the videos, go watch those videos.
Go check it out, guys. Thank you so much.
Support the videos. Don't be a dick. Give it a click. Boom.
Thank you, Chin. Thank you, everyone. Happy WrestleMania week, and we'll see you guys back here tomorrow for the AEW Dynamite Post Show. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Goodbye.